In the macro photography world, 1x magnification is considered very good. And what that means is practically if you have a sensor, I drew it out here, and you're taking a photo of a ladybug, the ladybug will be exactly the same size in real life as it would if you place the ladybug on your actual sensor. But there are lenses out there that get you even closer than 1x magnification, and this is the Astrhori 25mm f2.8 2x to 5x, meaning that it's going to get you to 5 times magnification. So the ladybug is going to be 5 times larger on your sensor than it is in real life. So these lenses are pretty fun. Are there practical uses for them? Well, yes, if you're an insect photographer for sure, but they are challenging to use. The thing about this one is that you don't have to spend too much money to take on that challenge if you wanted to. The lens comes in a black box. Inside there is a user manual, a quality control tag, and silica gel, and the lens itself. Plastic rear lens cap, metal slip-on style front lens cap, and there you have it. First impressions, this lens is unique. It's unlike anything I'm used to, but it does closely resemble the Laowa version of this lens, which I have seen in photos. Starting at the rear, all metal mount, no electronics, no weather sealing. I should mention this is a full frame lens, even though you can use it on APS-C. That would make your macro work even more challenging with the crop factor. On top there is a giant Astrhori logo with lens specs, and above it is the focus ring, which effectively doubles the size of this lens in no time at all. It's a very smooth focus ring, nicely damped, with markings indicating you've reached certain levels of magnification. Now, a few of these early models did have a bit of focus creep, I guess you can call it, but my copy, and I'm sure future ones, shouldn't have issues. Up next is the aperture ring, which clicks nicely from f2.8 to f16, but it rotates this entire third barrel as it does so. Finally, around the front, there is a dime-sized front lens element, and no writing here, no filter threads either. Overall, this is a well-built lens. It's all metal and glass, and it feels substantial in weight, and for the price, I have to say I'm impressed. Now, the biggest issue with this lens is that it's not the easiest to use. Macro lenses on their own have some challenges, but when you add 2x to 5x to that, it opens up another set of challenges. So part of this problem stems from trying to get stability, so a tripod is a necessity, I'd say, in most cases. The other part has to do with focus, which does have to be done physically by moving the lens forward and back, which on a tripod at super close macro isn't very fun. And then you have the other problem of light. There simply isn't enough of it oftentimes when you are this close, and the lens blocks a big portion of that light. The last issue I have to say is the depth of field, which at these very close fields of view is insanely shallow. All that being said, I did manage to snap a couple of photos with this lens on my Sony a7C full frame camera, and so here are some of them as I talk about the optics of this lens. So the cool thing about macro lenses is that they allow you to see super close detail in everyday items. Food, insects, plants, coins, you name it. And I will say that this lens is decently sharp. I found it most sharp at 2x magnification. As you focus closer and closer to 5x, the image does tend to get softer due to diffraction. That is pretty unavoidable with this type of magnification, so it's not really a flaw in the lens design. Absolute sharpness, I think, is at 2x magnification and f4, where you have excellent contrast, but you can still get usable images getting closer. If I were a professional macro shooter, I would own a macro guide rail and focus stack some 100 images and get jaw-dropping photos of some crazy insect, but I don't know how to shoot insects very well unless they are dead. They tend to move around a little bit too much. For as challenging as this lens was to shoot with, it was fun and it was simple. There are no inherently obvious or large optical flaws, as macro lenses tend to be hard to mess up. Out of focus areas look smooth, colors look accurate. Again, I really don't have any complaints. And I think that most people looking at this lens will also be looking at the Laowa version, which is a bit more expensive. That lens runs about $400 US, whereas this Astrhori is currently on sale for $224. That's almost half the price. Even if the Laowa offers maybe 5 to 10% better optics, for a super budget macro, I don't think you can go wrong with the Astrhori. And that is pretty much it for this lens review. I know it's short, it's simple, but it's a simple lens to figure out as well. There's not much to talk about. Optically, I'd say it's, again, pretty good. And it's very good at 2x magnification and really up to 3x, and getting into 4 it starts getting a little bit fuzzier. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. As always, I haven't done a giveaway for a while, so I figured might as well give this one away. So if you want to get this lens for yourself, all you have to do is leave a random comment down below and I will pick a winner, let's say in 3 days from today. And then I'll get this lens out to you. So thank you guys so much for all of your likes, all of your comments, and your support. Stay tuned for more. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.